All right, so this is section 11.2. We talked about T of n as any term in a sequence or series. Today we're just going to talk about sequences. So T sub n is any term in a sequence. T sub 1 is the first term. T of n minus 1 is the previous term. We also have something now, letter D, and what that stands for is a common difference. Here's a common difference. Okay. Now what we're going to talk about today now as a noun, this is arithmetic. As an adjective, it's pronounced arithmetic. So today we're going to talk about an arithmetic sequence. Let me give you an example of what an arithmetic sequence might be. Now we're not talking about a series. We're not going to find the sum. It's just a sequence of numbers. 9, 14, 19. Right? That's an example of an arithmetic sequence. Here's another one. Now you can tell an arithmetic sequence if you add or subtract to get to the next number in a sequence. Adding or subtracting to get to the next number, and we say that is an arithmetic sequence. Okay? How do we find, what is it? Look at that first sequence, 4, 9, 14, and 19. If I asked you what the common difference was, what would you tell me? 5, right? It goes from 4 to 9 to 14 and 19. The common difference is 5. And the way we find the common difference is we take any term at all and we subtract the previous term. That's what the common difference is. So in this first set of numbers here, I could take one number, 14, and I could subtract the one right before it, and that's a common difference. That's what D is. Okay. That means we are adding 5 to the previous number to get the next one. What is the common difference for the next one? -3, right? So the common difference can be negative. How we find it? We take one number in that sequence, -7, and subtract the previous number. Okay? So the common difference there would be -3. You're just having the time there. Okay? That's the difference. All right. Let's take this first sequence here. And I think you had some problems. People were telling me that you had a lot of problems like this on the ACT. Let's find the 25th term of that sequence. Do you remember doing problems like that on ACT, those of you who took it? And maybe some of you guys just took your calculator and added 5, and kept going until you got to the 25th term. There's a formula, and this formula is T sub n equals T1, we know T1 is the first term, plus n minus 1 times D. And this is the formula that we're going to be using today. And that is an explicit formula. All right? So we're going to take that first sequence up there, 4, 9, 14, and 19. And we want to find, what did I say, the 25th term? It equals the first term, which is 4, plus n minus 1. What's our n? What's our n? 25. So 25 minus 1 times the difference, which we figured out was 5. Okay? So the 25th term then is 4 plus 24 times 5, which I think is 120. So the 25th term here is 124. And this formula will also be on your test. Okay. All these formulas are going to be on the board. You just have to know which formula to use in what situation. Okay? Yeah.
So wait, on the TNS, so that's the common difference.
Yes.
We just take any from the sequence and
Subtract the one right before it.
okay. So were we doing, was the negative or was that the example?
That was the example for the second. So let's do that. Let's take that second, this one right here. Let's take that second sequence, and let's find the 25th term of that sequence. We're using our formula, Tn equals T1 plus n minus 1 times d on the second sequence. And I want to find the 25th term. T1 is 2 plus 25 minus 1. Please make sure we use parentheses here, because we don't want to do 24 minus 3. And our common difference is negative 3. Okay? So the 25th term then is equal to 2 minus 24 times 3. And so the 25th term is negative 70 of that second sequence. All right? That's how that formula works. Any questions? All right. If I tell you that the first term of a sequence is negative 3, and the common difference, let's see if they give you the common difference. I don't think they do. All right. Let's just say it's negative 3, negative 1, 1, 3. Can you give me an explicit formula? Okay? We want an explicit formula. I'm going to use this, T1 plus n minus 1d. Find an explicit formula, and then find, I don't know, let's find the 55th term. All right. So T sub n equals the first term plus n minus 1, I don't know what n is, times d. What's our d in this case? 2. Hold on, I'm looking for an explicit formula. Okay. First I'm going to find the formula And then I want to find the 55th term. Okay? Okay, so let's find the explicit formula first. Tn is equal to negative 3. I'm going to distribute the 2. Not x of 10. So the explicit formula then is 2n minus 5, negative 3 minus 2. That is an explicit formula. Okay? So in order to find the 55th term, 2 times 55 minus 5. So the 55th term is 105. Some of your directions say, give the explicit formula. This is part of your answer. That's finding the explicit formula. And then find us another term. Okay? Let's say that the third term of a sequence is negative 5. The sixth term is 16. Find the 12th term. Okay? Get the problem? Would it be helpful to know those two numbers? Yes. Because then we could find out what our D is, a common difference. All right. By the way, those two numbers, you're going to have other problems that say find two arithmetic mean. What does mean? Mean. The average. It's called, these two numbers in between these two are called the arithmetic mean. All right, so let's work this one out. All right, let's say that negative 5 is your first term. I know it's not, but we're going to say it is. And how many terms do I have altogether there? 4 that are given, right? So that 16 is equal to, we're going to call that our first term plus, how many terms do I have up there? 4. 4 minus 1 is 3 times D. That's using the formula. The formula. Tn equals T1 plus n minus 1 times D. Because I want to be able to find out what D is. Okay? Adding 5, 21 equals 3D. D is equal to 7. So we did that to find out what the common difference is. All right. Do you have any questions so far before I go any further on this? Okay. So if the common difference is 7, then this number must be 2. This number must be 9. And then 16. Does that make sense? Now those two numbers, 2 and 9, are called arithmetic mean. If the directions say find two arithmetic means between negative 5 and 16, that's how you do it. Can we find T1? What is the first term? because I need the first term in order to find the 12th. Let's find the first term. Now we go back, and the third term is -5 equals the first term, which I don't know, plus n minus 1. Remember, -5 is your third term. 3 minus 1 is 2 times the difference, which is 7. T1 plus 14 equals -5. Subtract 14 from each side. That's the first term. Well, if we count backwards, from 9 going this way, you subtract 7. Subtract 7. Subtract 7 for T2, you get -12. Subtract 7 to find T1, you get -19. Now that we know the first term, in order to find the 12th term, it equals the first plus 12 minus 1 times the common difference, which is 7. 12th term is equal to 19 plus -19 plus 77. And the 12th term would be 58. Right? Once you get doing these problems, it's pretty easy. All right, so for your homework, pages 703 to 705, 9 through 78 thirds, 80 through 82 all.